Okay. All right, we're streaming live. Okay, let me know if you're coming on, if you are grabbing the live stream. And we're going to dive right in for today's topic. Perfect, it's already up. Oops, I don't want to click that. Okay, I always have to double check and make sure that it's there. Excellent, girls. Today's episode is going to be epic. We're going to be talking about what you deserve, And our group has just been alive and buzzing with energy and motivation and just so much amazing excitement this week with our Strong Moms 3-day refresh and reboot happening. I'm loving this. This really helps me feel so connected. And I hope that you're feeling that connection and feeling how strong we are as a tribe. We are tribe strong. And many, many of you have already shared your results, and those results are still coming in. I'm getting a lot of personal messages with results, and I'm just so excited that you are feeling this energy and this belief in yourself, knowing that you do deserve to feel good, because you truly do deserve that. Yolanda, how are you? Cindy, what's up? Ladies, come in. So excited to see you. Ready for today's Wellness Wednesday. And I'm just talking about Karen. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you're here with me live. All right. So if this is your first live, let me know. Just give me a little hand raise there, because you'll find that when you're on live, the energy is just really amazing. I interact with you. I want this to be like you and me. We're all hanging out now. We're in a conference room. We're just hanging out and talking about topics that matter. What's up, Josie? Hey, Lydia. And here's the thing. So I was just talking about our refresh and how the results are coming in, Michelle. And I know that so many of you are feeling incredible. And some of you are actually kind of shocked and surprised at how well this little refresh routine worked. But here's the thing. I've said this before, but once you know better, right? As you learn in Strong Moms, the way that you need to take care of your body and what you deserve to do to take care of your body, you will do better. But once that's not enough, you know better, you do better, but then you pay it forward, you share it forward. And so now that you know about the power of the refresh, what you need to do is to do better for your body by following that routine. And I'm going to post some more guidance later on kind of how you can continue this refresh routine on a daily basis in your life to continue feeling this good. Because yes, it is possible to have this much natural energy, to be sleeping better, to have less distension in your gut, to have irregular bowels. All of this is possible all the time. I know. So I'm going to talk more about that in a different video. I want to focus on our live today. But so if you're here live, yes, comment, let me know. Anne and Yolanda, your first live. Hey, Kara. Yay, I'm so excited. All right, this is perfect. I want to talk a little bit about the Strong Moms Wellness Wednesday. This happens every single Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Virginia. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here live in our page. And I rotate topics based on fitness, nutrition, our mindset, and just overall women's health and body confidence. And you can always suggest topics. Kara messaged me yesterday with a great suggestion, seeing that there's a need in the group, lots of questions about meal planning and meal prepping. If you need meal planning and meal prep support or coaching on one of these sessions, comment with meal plan and prep right now. And if you're catching the replay, when you're watching these live replay training sessions, you should comment along, because I go back and I look through all of the comments and I see what's resonating with you. What questions do you have? What's important? Because that's how I coach. I coach in response to my community, to you all, because that's what matters, your voice. And so advocating for what you need is how you're going to get what you need. Okay. Hey, Gian. Awesome. I'm seeing those meal plan and prep comments coming in. Perfect. Let me know if that's important to you. If that's something you have questions about, you can even put specific questions in here. Or it's actually better to just put meal plan and prep in the comments. If you have specific questions about meal planning and prepping, message me separately with those so I can map it out and address them. Cool. Oh, hey, Heather. Okay, excellent. So let's dive in. So if you saw the announcement post that I created yesterday, I had said, after the day I had, I deserve this treat. Okay. And I want to know, it's okay to be vulnerable if you're comfortable with us, but how often have you said that to yourself, right? How often do you rationalize a not so great choice by saying, I deserve it? I deserve it. You can just let me know. You can comment. I've been there. I say that in the comments, and let me know if you have ever caught yourself in that moment. This is something I used to do all the time for years. I just fell into this exact same trap, right? And I'm not talking about like every once in a while. I'm talking about like pretty much every night. I would get to the end of my long day. At the time, before I was really focused on my health and wellness, I was running an outdoor adventure camp with my husband. And, it was just like, you would get to the end of a 15 or 17 hour day outside, and it's just like dinner and laundry and whatever else. And you just hit the couch, turn on the TV, and it's just that little voice would pipe up in the back of your mind. And it's just like, and after the day you've had, you totally deserve fill in the blank, right? That glass of wine, the brownies, the cookie, the ice cream bowl, the whatever it is for you, right? And I see you girls relating to this several times a week, been there, getting better about it though. That's really great, Cindy, almost daily, all the time. Karen, yeah, I'm quicker to say, don't care, just want to eat something. So that's also in line with what we're going to talk about today, because this is, as you can see, like, this is not just you, it's not just me. And so not surprisingly, like, this is something that I do see again and again as a pattern with my clients and within our community of women. And the big reason why this trap is so widespread is the story that so many of us are telling that says a healthy choice is something we should make. Hear me on this. And the not so healthy choice is a treat or something we get to make. All right. Did you hear the difference there? The healthy choice is something we should make versus the not so healthy choice, which is something that we get to make. This story is problematic, and maybe even just that shift is going to be a realization for you as to what's happening here. But that's problematic because your brain is literally designed to do what? I talk about this frequently, like, it's to avoid pain and to seek out pleasure. Okay. It's simply the way that we are wired, and there's no changing that. You cannot change that primal instinct, what your brain is designed to do, to seek out pleasure and to avoid pain. So when you're positioning the healthy choice, the thing that you need to be doing for yourself, as pain, the should do, and the not so healthy choice as pleasure, guess which one is going to win, right? This is not a matter of willpower. This is not a matter of like, you just can't do it. This is right down to the way that you're framing it. Okay. Right down to the way that you're framing it. You're basically ensuring that you always end up making the not so healthy choice because you're positioning that choice as the more pleasurable option. So if this is already helpful, I need you to just let me know, helpful, in the comments. But you have to change this mindset if you want to get to a place where you're making healthy choices like consistently and naturally. So it should feel normal, like it's on autopilot. Those choices should be your natural default, right? The healthy choice needs to become the reward in your life, So how are we going to get there? I want you to comment reframe if you want to be able to change your brain's way of seeing these choices. Okay. Karen, you're right. The bad choice as the most pleasurable option. That's where we need to move away from, because that's what we're putting up on a pedestal so often when these situations happen. And emotionally, it's distressing to constantly turn to those choices and then feel like, I don't have the willpower. Why can't I figure this out? I see other women making progress, see other women making these choices to get their workouts in, to fuel their bodies in a way that's really helpful, and instead of looking outward, we need to look inward and see how can I reframe this, right? So I'm seeing you girls reframe. That's exactly what we need to do. I need you to get that programmed in your mind, because that's exactly what's required for you to start making the healthy choice into the pleasure and the not so healthy choice into the pain. That's our reframe. So I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to coach you through a simple 2-step reframe to help you get started. Okay. Yeah. And consistency is huge. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to walk you through this 2-step reframe. Okay. So this is one way that you can reframe when you're getting into the I deserve it trap. Step 1 is to start off. I want you to think about what that unhealthy food is actually doing to you. So when I started this process for myself, I asked myself the question, what is this going to do for my body? And what is this going to do to my body? And those two very simple, write them down. Those two very simple questions became more powerful than I could ever realize when I found myself in a situation of choosing. And here's just a small snapshot of what these foods can do inside your body. And many of you are experiencing the reverse effects by participating in the refresh. You are experiencing the refresh from those unhealthy choices, right? So when we choose things like, and also let me start by saying, don't get this twisted. It is totally fine to have things like sugar and stuff in your diet, to eat brownies, to have ice cream, etc. But we also need to reframe the way we view that food and understand the role that food plays in your life, the role that food plays in your body. Okay, that's where I'm going with this. So let's look at a small snapshot of what those types of foods are doing inside your body, right? The treats that we call, things that we call treats, like brownies or donuts or whatever. First, they're going to spike your blood sugar. We all know this, right? And when your blood sugar is, skyrocketing up, it's going to force your pancreas to quickly start pumping out like buckets of insulin. And this is like in a desperate attempt to try to stabilize your blood sugar before you fall into a coma. So your pancreas has to turn on and get right to work. It's like running hard. Okay. Then your adrenal glands start to take a hit. And most women, most moms are already exhausted from low levels of chronic stress, or maybe even high stress that you're going through, and lack of sleep. And so your adrenal glands are now being forced to, turn on, and then they're asked to go full force in balancing this influx of sugar. So now we've got two components happening. The pancreas working overtime, your adrenal glands are being forced into action. Now we're also setting off a massive inflammatory response. The immune system is inflamed, right? It's just like red alert. And that's spreading through the tissues, spreading through the joints in your entire body. That inflammation causes aches and pains, and it can cause headaches and all kinds of stuff. The refresh is helping you reduce that inflammation. So these treats, as we call them, are also exhausting your liver by forcing it to break down huge amounts of fructose that are coming in all at once. And it's spiking your stress hormone. It's causing a massive stress response to your brain and through your entire body. How's it sound? How does that sound? What is this doing to my body? What is this doing for my body? These are the questions we need to start with. Start painting a picture in your mind of what that food is actually doing to your body. Some foods can be a pretty brutal attack on the body, and eating those things is much more, can be more of an abuse than a self-love. We turn to it because we have been training our brains to think that that is going to bring pleasure, right? Instead, that is truly bringing us physical pain, emotional pain. It's not solving the problem. So this reframe is super important. So by painting the picture, you can clearly help yourself see okay, this is not a treat. This is more like a poison. And these foods are actually a threat to all of the things that you want for yourself. Do you want more energy, vitality, that youthful glow in your skin, a clear mind, freedom from sickness, more, better rest? All of this will happen. Kara, I see you, girl. Sarah, I'm so glad you tuned in. Yeah, it is shocking to think about this way, and painting this, using this visualization technique, asking yourself that question in that moment. Willpower is not, this is not about willpower. It's up here. And using this reframe is super powerful, because the more you can think about it this way, the more you can position it in your mind, not as a treat to be desired, which is what your brain will always want. It will always want the pleasure, but instead something to be less desirable, something that will hurt your body. And then your brain will say, we need to move away from that. What will serve me better? Where's the treat? Where's the pleasure? And I know that this might sound a little harsh, but it's actually a really great way to start working with your brain. It's working with your brain's natural wiring. Okay. And I want you to take advantage of the fact that your brain is always going to be wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. So that is step one from the reframe exercise. And if that is helpful, let me know in the comments. If that is something that you can do, what would be worth it is to sit down and write out a list of all the ways that junky food is actually affecting your body. Do this when you're in a good mindset, when you're in a good place, when you're having a great day. If you're just coming off the refresh, this is the perfect time to sit down and write out a list of all the junky ways that food was affecting your body before. That list will be so incredibly powerful for you to have. Keep it with you, because in the moment when you need to reframe, early on in this process, it's not going to be just like, okay, I can turn away from it. You're going to need to call on that power of that list to remind you. Okay, good. Okay, I'm seeing helpful, thumbs up. Yes. Okay, Heather loves it. Okay, step two. Step two, I want you to start thinking about what you actually deserve. That's our focus here. So instead of, I deserve this junky treat, this poison in your body, what does your body truly deserve? This. Are you ready? I mean, I'm getting kind of I get chills. I'm getting kind of like, the adrenaline shakes in your hands and stuff, because this is the stuff that I'm so passionate about, that I want to bring to you. So deeply want to bring to you. Here's the thing. If you're exhausted after a long day and you've been overwhelmed by all the things that you have to do on your plate, the responsibilities as a wife, as a mom, maybe you work, all of this comes together, and you could be feeling any number of things: sad, lonely, bored, hurt, resentful, overwhelmed, just all of this. Think about what your body really needs in that moment. Is it poison? No, it is not. If you're tired, maybe it deserves a nap or going to bed early, right? If you're anxious, overwhelmed, or stressed out, maybe what your body really deserves is some deep breathing, some stretching, some yoga, some hot shower, a good talk with a friend, any of those things, right? And these things are all readily available to you to choose, and they will bring you pleasure. They will bring you the relief and what you're actually searching for. You need to experience it for yourself to truly understand it. Just to hear it, it's like, I know I should be making these better choices. No, you need to experience it. How many of you were doubtful about the 3-day refresh initially? How many of you are doubtful about the tea and being able to make any changes in 3 days, and then were feeling energized, sleeping better? Your stomach isn't hard and distended, and you're like, wow, I'm actually like going to the bathroom easily, and like I feel good. You are meant to feel this way. You deserve to feel this way. Okay. These are the things that your body, your incredible, beautiful body really deserves. Am I right? Your body works so hard for you. And when it is tired or it's not feeling very good, what it deserves is your love, your attention, your time. And just as if you were to look at your child, this always gets me. If I were to look at Mirabelle and see that she was just run down, maybe overstimulated or exhausted, I'm not going to start shoving brownies in her face to make her feel better. Okay. I'm going to give her love, attention, care. I'm going to help her rest. I'm going to help her relax. I'm going to help her find that thing that's truly going to serve her energy and, make her feel better in that way. So that might help you as well. What would you do for your child in that situation if they were experiencing those emotions, right? So I think this is really powerful. And I hope that you're feeling that, because I want you to take the time to have the behaviors and the routines that are actually going to make you feel better every day, feel excited about your life and the way that you're showing up, because you deserve no less. Okay, to recap, when you feel yourself falling into the I deserve it trap, and you hear that little voice in the back of your head, and it's just telling you that, like, after the day you've had, you deserve this. You can fill in the blank with whatever it is. I need you to think about this reframe. Think about how you can start to change the ideas you have about what your body deserves. Think about how that treat is actually affecting your body. And then you think about what it is that your body actually deserves in that moment. Change what a treat means to you and see if that has an impact on getting you out of this mindset trap of the, like, I deserve it trap, right? Because this is a habit for you right now. And it's a habit that is sabotaging you constantly. It is sabotaging you consistently. And when you're trying to make better choices, we need to make sure that the habits that are in place are the ones that are serving us and moving you, giving you momentum towards the goals and the life that you want. Okay. We want to start to move away from these things. So I hope this was really helpful. And I really wanted you to keep me up to date. Like, if you're using this, let me know. You can message me or comment in the group saying, you know what, I put the 2-step reframe into action and here's what I did. And here's how it made me feel. Comments like that are super powerful for this entire community. When you're showing up and sharing in that way, it's elevating this community to find belief. Sometimes when you have no belief in yourself, or you aren't sure if you're capable of achieving something because you don't know how it's going to work out because you've never done it before, you don't have any proof to stand on. Or maybe it's because you've tried something similar to improve your health in the past and you have failed multiple times, leading you down this false, path of this is impossible for you. When other moms are posting and sharing their stories and what's actually happening, this gives belief. Sometimes that's all you need. It's just borrowing belief from somebody, right? To give yourself enough courage to just take action, because that's what's going to actually move you forward. We can't stay stuck, and you don't have to stay stuck. That's just super important to remember and remind yourself of. And also keep in mind, our health is a daily practice. It takes consistency in the small. And I also want to, on that note, share with you what's happening in the Consistency Club this month, because I want you to be a part of something where health isn't just like a one-time goal, right? It's not just okay, I did that for 3 days and I feel great. I got great results. Now what? You need to be able to do these things consistently in your life. We need to be able to reframe multiple habits and multiple things that we have set up in our mind to be able to move forward and move past them. And if you're not sure what the Consistency Club is, I'm actually going to give you a little sneak peek and show you inside this VIP group right now. This is the Consistency Club. Okay. This is our private VIP group. And every single day, I am in here pouring into the women who are a part of this club. I post every morning with different themed coaching posts on topics to help you move forward with your goals, to reframe your brain, your mindset, to energize you. You get a workout every single day from me. This is me checking in with you, coaching you through, giving you training tips. And you'll see that there's so much of that elevation in this community where women are connecting and sharing their journey. So you also receive, so these are the workouts every day from January. We're doing strength supersets in here. So we're working with weights, we're getting strong. I'm showing you how to pair these exercises. You also get these exclusive resources in the Consistency Club every month where I'm going to provide nutrition coaching and support. You're going to get recipes and meal planning templates. You've got exclusive coaching resources to this month we're focusing on just putting priorities in place and really honing in on how to create these small goals so that you can show up consistently every single day without fail. You're not going to burn yourself out. We make it small. We make it realistic. And moms who've been in here since December are messaging me and telling me that they've lost weight, they've gained energy, they've stayed consistent for 40 days in a row, and they've never done that before. And they're finding that this is so sustainable, and it's not like anything they've ever experienced with anything with their health and fitness before, because it's not. This is just a way for you to do this for the long term, really take care of yourself for the long term. No gimmicks, no fads, none of that. If you've been with me for even a little while, you know that is not place where I come from. And so if you're interested in getting more info or joining the Consistency Club, it's a monthly membership. And you can message me and I'll send you the sign up link or give you more information on it. But ladies, that is where the power is. That small community where we're showing up daily and you're getting that private attention with me and with the girls in that little accountability club. So Katie, thank you. Katie says, yes, throwing those hearts out there. Keep an eye out because I am going to send out another video coaching a little bit later this week on the refresh. I've got a lot of questions coming in about, can we continue drinking the tea? Can we continue following the routine? So the short answer of that is yes. And I am going to expand on that and give you a couple of different options of what that might look like. So keep an eye out. I'll send you a message if you're doing the refresh and we'll move from there. Yolanda's asking, what is the monthly membership cost? Bryn, how does one join the Consistency Club? Girls, send me a message if you want to get the enrollment for that. But Yolanda, it's $69 a month. And your first commitment is 3 months because it's about gaining consistency. And then after that, you can cancel anytime and it's month to month. I am super transparent. There's nothing to hide. It's very straightforward. So if you've got questions or interest, definitely reach out to me. And there are lots of moms in the group who are part of the Consistency Club. And you could even post in the group and ask, who's in the Consistency Club? What can you tell me about it? And get that, real-time feedback from them as well. Thanks, Yolanda. I try to be reasonable. Okay. So why don't you message me if you have other questions about that? I'd love to have you join us. And girls, you know what I'm going to tell you. Commit, don't quit. That's what it's about. I'm so pumped to be a part of this community with you. Thank you so much for showing up with me. And I will see you back in the group. Bye.